Hey, in this video, I am going to give you my 150-day update of being on the carnivore diet. It has been a long road. I've learned many things about the carnivore diet. I've also learned many things about myself during this time. So, with that said, I'm Dave. I'm an aspiring Appalachian Trail Thru-Hiker who is using the carnivore diet to lose weight and get healthy before I go on the Appalachian Trail. But before I get started with the benefits that I've found from the carnivore diet, I'm going to kind of give you an overview of what my new strategy is going forward. Because if you followed my videos, you found that I have kind of plateaued as far as my weight loss. And even though I'm way healthier than I was back in the day when I weighed over 230 pounds, or even backing up time a little bit more, I weighed 243.5 as my highest point. So I'm going to give you my new strategy. My new strategy for weight loss is to follow a ketogenic way of tracking my my ketones, my blood glucose, and my GKI, which is glucose ketone index, while eating a carnivore diet. So the carnivore diet is 0 carbs. It's all animal products. I'm not eating any honey or any other animal-made foods, I guess is what I would say. But I am tracking my ketones and using fasting to help kind of jumpstart my my weight loss again. But again, I feel very healthy after 150 days. So I'll continue to follow this for another month or two to see where that takes me. As a disclaimer, I did go visit my doctor, and he's very happy with what I'm doing on the carnivore diet and asked me several questions about kind of my health and my general health. My blood pressure at the office was really good. I just missed my hand. It was really good. And my blood sugars have been under 100 on every single test that I've done after 3 hours of fasting. One time I did test it after only 1 hour after eating, and it was at 98, which is still in the healthy range. So I'm not too worried about that. My doctor did give me a prescription, not a prescription. He wrote out on some fancy forms for some what I'll call old guy tests that I have to go get. And so I'm going to do that. And that is like checking my cholesterol, checking me for any cancers that, might be looming inside my body. But other than that, he's happy, and I'm going to go forward with it. So with my carnivore diet, it's been 150 days, as I stated, and I've received or earned or gained many benefits from being on this diet. And I'm going to kind of try to rifle through them the best I can, but give a little bit more in-depth response as needed. One of the first benefits, which I didn't realize until my wife said to me, "Hey, your calves look thinner or better," or whatever the term she was. So I measured them. I had measured my calves when I was at 243 pounds, and my calf was 18 inches around, that's pretty sizable for somebody that's only 5'4". I measured just the other day, and they're down to 17 inches after losing 50 pounds. And I'm thinking, that's gotta be a huge deal. That's a big amount of circumference lost. Part of it is inflammation. My calves and shins, and I'm not carrying any swelling like I did in the past. So that's a big deal, but also all that fat that I had in my calves is less. Let's just keep it at that. I still have big calves, and I'm sure I'll lose a lot more of the calf fat as we go forward. I have learned how to make beef jerky. I've learned how to make pemmican. I'm learning how to dehydrate or powder eggs. I'm learning in a future video how to make biltong, which it just sounds really cool to say. So those are some of the benefits from what I've done. I've learned how to use the air fryer. I've learned how to effectively use the dehydrator, and those are some benefits of being on the carnivore diet. I'm trying to learn how to talk to people about what I'm doing without offending them or without kind of bashing the whole standard American diet, which is, I ate a very, I'll call it a bastardized standard American diet. Like I said in previous videos, I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke and eat a lot of donuts in the morning, and then it would just worsen throughout the day. So on to the next benefit. I've been exercising, doing some upper body strengthening because I feel I need that before I head off to the Appalachian Trail, because you don't really use your upper body all that much other than your shoulders, your neck, and I want to keep my core strong. So I've been exercising for that. I've been doing more hiking and practicing some shakedown hikes now that I have more equipment for the Appalachian. So as an aside, what have I eaten? I've eaten all animal products. I've eaten all the red meat that I can. I've eaten poultry, seafood, dairy. I'm avoiding the sugared dairy, like half and half as best I can. Sometimes if I go out and I get a coffee, I might, I'm unsure if it has half and half or cream, and I assume it's half and half. So I have had some negligible sugar, but I am tracking ketones. So I'm finding out anything that I do that might go away from raising my ketones and lowering my sugars. I'm trying to get rid of that. I've had pork rinds, cured meats, and uncured meats. I feel like those are kind of the easy things to eat when I go to a party. They might have pepperoni and cheese, and I'll eat some of that because I don't want to starve to death, do I? No. In the last week, I have reduced down to what I call an OMAD, 1 meal a day, or roughly like a 4-hour window. I'll eat my dinner, and then if I feel like I need a little bit more, I'll have a snack, but then I'll go upwards to 20 hours. I'm going to be increasing that as I become more, I guess, ketogenic, where my ketones are higher, I can last longer, and I'll continue to build that up over time. I've been having coffee instead of Diet Coke. I have not had a Diet Coke since July when I was in Cancun. And no, I went out to dinner the day after I got back from Cancun, and I had a Diet Coke, and I haven't had one since. So that's been 5 or 6 months, and I'm really happy with that because I know Diet Coke is not good for you. It's not good for me either. So I've stopped that. I'm drinking coffee, and I'm happy with the progress that I've made in that direction. So what has happened as far as real data, or at least data from my standpoint? I'm not a researcher. I'm just taking whatever numbers or whatever findings I can add to help me continue this journey. Meaning some of it is subjective and anecdotal, and some of it is actual hard numbers. And they're taken from me as an N of 1. If you do any research, you know that just I'm the only person that I'm testing. I'm not testing other people in this regards. So I have tested my pitting edema. In the past, it was a 2+ or a 3+, and now it's negligible unless I go on a very long drive. I did have blood clots in the past, so I don't expect that to entirely disappear when I do a long drive or something where I'm just very sedentary for a long period of time. The next thing is my blood glucose levels. I have been using the Keto Mojo GK Plus, which I'll leave a link in the description below. It's a fancy little machine. It costs about, I think it's about $50, and then you have to buy extra strips over time. But I'll put links in the description. Those are affiliate links if you're interested. At no additional cost to you, I get a little commission. But I have been using those, and they just help me stay on track. The numbers that I've gotten from that is my fasting glucose has stayed between, say, 80, although no, I got a 75 last night, 75 and 98, which is normal. So I don't know what it was like. I never tested before when I was at 243. I'm making an assumption that it was a lot higher or maintain range like over the hundreds, probably 120s, 130s, but I don't know. So I'm going with that. My ketone levels, they're still ranging between 0.2, 0.3 and 0.9. I haven't gotten into the 1.0 to 2.0 range yet, but I believe that will happen with more extended fasts to try to break the cycle of my body trying to use sugars, even though I'm not putting any in from the carnivore, but it's gluconeogenesis, which is basically the way that we create sugars when we don't put any in our bodies. But that's been, like I said, 75 to like, or boop, that's what I've said. It's, I just booped myself. 0.3, 0.2, 0.3 to 0.9. My blood pressure has been 114/78 was the last I tested. And that was at the doctor's office. I haven't tested it since. I don't think that there's a reason at this point to test. As far as my weight, I started at 243.5 pounds, and that was in December of 2021. I lost a bunch of weight. I gained most of it back. And then in April at 234, I started doing more of a keto diet, and then I switched it to carnivore, and then have been carnivore ever since. And with that said, I've lost 52.3 pounds from that actual high point, and I've lost 42.8 pounds from the keto and then carnivore diet. So that's really good. My clothing has gone from a 40 plus as far as the waist down to like a 35, and even that is starting to get a little looser. I'm feeling that the visceral fat that I was carrying before is pretty much minimal, if not gone. I would love to get an MRI scan, but I'm trying to save up for the Appalachian Trail, so not going to get that. Maybe next year. Who knows? As far as the tops that I'm wearing, I have gone from wearing an extra large, and sometimes those extra larges were tight, down to a medium or large, depending on which shirt I'm wearing. The medium would be more of like the t-shirts. Some of those I can fit into. The jackets are medium because I don't have like as big here, and I'm definitely not as big in the front. Still carrying quite a bit of weight, but that's how it is. So that's kind of my update. I hope that this inspires people to get off the couch or stay on the couch, but start eating more of a carnivore diet. Eliminating, reducing your carbs, I feel is very important as far as weight loss. I also feel that there are many YouTube doctors, and I know what you're going to say, oh, it's a doctor on YouTube. Yeah, but these people do have all the doctor degrees and whatnot, so it's just they are able to get their message out more than sitting in their office and doing it one-to-one. They're doing it one-to-many. And I know some people disagree with that, but that's who I have been following, because my doctor, while he is very well-intentioned, is unable to help me with from the standpoint of health when it comes to my diet, to put it lightly. But I love him. He's a great doctor, and I'll continue to stay with my doctor. But with that said, and the disclaimer that I have seen my doctor and I am exercising outside of the carnivore diet and I am preparing the best I can for my Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike, please subscribe to my channel. Share this with anybody who you think might benefit from it. Like I said, it's been 150 days. I think that's just a starting point. And then also like my videos. I believe it helps. But anything. With all that said, a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. This will come out the day after Thanksgiving. I do my carnivore videos on Fridays. I do my backpacking gear review and prep stuff on like Monday, Tuesday. Trying to still work that out. And as always, happy hiking.